Welcome to Tales with Blue. When I was 15 or 16, I was hitchhiking with my best friend. This guy, maybe about 45 or 50 years old, in a total rapist van, no windows, picked us up and asked us where we were going. Of course, being around 15 years old, we were headed to the mall. He drove us there around 25 minutes and asked us what we planned to do afterwards. We told him to do some shopping and then going back home. He offered to wait for us and give us a ride home. We said sure and headed in. About 2 hours later, we came out with our goodies and he's still there. My friend asked if she can drive the van. He said sure. So away we go. I'm in the passenger seat and this guy is rocking out, smoking crack in his lazy boy recliner he has in the back of his van. He asked us if we wanted to do some drugs. We were pretty messed up teens, don't judge. And we said sure. So my friend drives us into this abandoned industrial area where we sit in the back of his van, snorting lines of coke and E. He starts asking us all kinds of things, like does E get us horny, and how long we been partying and stuff like that. We both tell him the drugs don't do anything for us except get us high, and just kind of evaded the question. He was pretty good about it and said, okay, I guess I'll take you guys back then. My friend asked to drive back the 25-minute drive, and he was okay with it because he wanted to smoke his crack in his chair. We drove to my friend's house that was having a bonfire and asked him if he wanted to come in. When he did, a friend of ours started hounding him for coke. And when he wouldn't share, our friend started punching him and threw him out. He was also a messed up kid. This guy took off. The next morning, he called us up. My friend had spent the night and asked if he wanted to go for a road trip with him a couple of hours away. Told us he would buy us all the booze, smokes, alcohol, makeup, clothes, etc. we wanted if we did. Luckily, my friend said she was too hungover and maybe another time. I was also too much of a chicken shit to go alone, thankfully. This guy is pretty persistent and says he will give us time to wake up and get ready. Again, we say no, but to call us on the way back. I should also point out, we hung out with a lot of older people, so hanging out with this guy didn't really sound weird to us at the time. Well, a week later, and my friend comes running to my house with a newspaper. She throws it in front of me, and lo and behold, there is the same guy being arrested and thrown into a cop car for tying up and sexually assaulting 2 young women. And this happened on the way to the town where he wanted us to go with him. Turns out, he was also convicted of rape many, many years ago. I always thought he seemed like a nice guy and didn't really think he was that bad. But alas, my drug-riddled brain thought of a lot of fucked up shit back then. I've always carried a knife when hitchhiking, just in case. But man, that would have been messed up. This story was sent to us by Kat. I want to thank Kat for reaching out and sending this story to my email. I appreciate you sharing your story with us. And I do have to say that although you were a messed up kid, I don't think that you should have been preyed upon like this guy was obviously trying to do. And I'm glad that you were able to get away and that you two were smart enough, or maybe circumstances made it so that you didn't end up going with him to wherever he planned on taking you. I hope that you think about this whenever creepy things happen now, and you make better decisions. Of course, this is assuming that this was a while ago, so I'm sure you have a better head on your shoulders now. I do want to thank you again for sending your story. This story was sent to us via email, so we won't have a link to the Reddit, but I did find it on Reddit originally and reached out to Kat. If you have stories you want to share, please feel free to let me know in the comments down below, or if you've been through something similar. If you enjoyed this story, please make sure you give the video a thumbs up. I will be trying to make more videos like this in the future. I'm sorry that I've been a little behind. I've just been really, really busy. So thank you all for bearing with me. And I want to thank you for listening to Tales with Blue.